back with SC2NV, and hopefully we'll get to a point in the game where I can finally save, because honestly, right now, that's my goal, so I can finally just stop playing it for today. I really just want to stop playing it for today and just play Forget Me Not all day, because I really want to have them end up together, so today is just going to be filled with Forget Me Not. Okay, so here we go. Talking over games in person makes it easier to get feedback and improve. That's what I need more than anything else. Yeah. The sting from my failure at the VSL qualifier will take time to fade. I don't want to experience that pain ever again. I catch sight of Jet in the middle row, her attention locked on a ladder game. Without disturbing her, I take a seat beside her and watch the match unfold. Furious taps and clicks rattle her keyboard. That's right, I need to unmute that. Her focus never drops from the game, much less her monitor. She's ahead, though not by much. It's not long until she extends her lead in the game, and a few minutes later, heaves a sigh of relief when her opponent rage quits out. There's no need for me to consult my Korean skills to understand his final message. Zerg what? I don't know, maybe? I'm sorry if that's wrong. You actually showed, because I was surprised. Get what her voice was. How could I not? The better question is, how you have the free time to practice with some amateur. I'm a charitable sort, obviously. Anyway, you're here, so let's stop wasting time. You paid for your PC, yeah? I nodded along myself in at the station next to hers. A minute later, the two of us are grinding out practice matches. Game after game is a beatdown. I can't correct the defenses when I attack, and I'm barely holding on when she goes on offense. She's just as unforgiving and pointing out my mistakes as she is in the game. In-game. Your wall at the ramp is... Your wall at the ramp to your natural is trash. How the hell do you get away with this? You're asking to get busted. It's not something I really think about that much. I just throw it up, you know? Fix it or be punished. That probably isn't an idle threat. Jet is the type of player capable of ending the game instantly if she can capitalize it on the right kind of mistake. Her style has been characterized as both passive and reactive. She takes her time and watches her opponents patient for the right movement to strike. She only takes a risk if it's calculated in her favor. Given her former success, the style has suited her well. Though I can't help but wonder why she hasn't lately been performing at her previous level. Maybe she's lost her killer instinct? Guess not. A reminder of the skill difference between us rushes up the ramp to my natural expansion and crushes my wall, as promised. In the aftermath of the destruction, she forms my base and seizes an easy win. Jet revels in her victory with a predatory smile. Wrecked. Before we get into the next game, I catch sight of a familiar face coming into the cafe. Hello. He just disappeared. Goodbye, Phantom boy. Danny Phantom. Huh, isn't that the same guy from the last night? Hey Jet. Hey Jet, do you know who that is? I thumb in the stranger's direction as he passes by us, his attention occupied by a cell phone screen. Jet trails a look after him, wrinkles her nose and shrugs. He's a KPGA player. Protoss. What about him? Come on, get into the game already. Seriously? He was at all-out attack yesterday. What's he doing outside of his team house 2 days in a row? They're only figuratively changed for their desks. Not all of them were shut-ins. Stop wasting time. Let's go. Alrighty then. I double take away from Jet to find the player in question seated a few rows in front of us. And if he's got the StarCraft 2 client open, why would a KPGA player spend his practice time on anything but Brood War? Should I ask him for a game? I think I'm going to ask him for a game. What? No. Hold on. Wait. You can't just... But before she can stop me, I rise and shuffle my way past the rows of computers. Jet shoots me a withering glare over the top of her station before ducking back down. Even though I barely interacted with the guy, I can't help but feel a little anxious as I edge closer to his PC. Sure, he was a bit rude when we spoke, but the chance to challenge a KPGA pro is too good to pass up, especially if I'm trying to step up my game. He's about to jump into a match when I clear my throat right behind him. He suddenly alt-tabs and then turns to regard me through half-lidded eyes. What? Excuse me, would you mind a practice game? No. I'm just here to... He pauses, recognition flits across his face. You're the guy from the all-out attack yesterday, aren't you? I nod sheepishly. His only reaction is to stare on. For a moment, he looks ready to dismiss me and get to laddering, but at the last second, he nods. Alright, one game. In the final nod, I return to my station. A moment later, he and I share a game lobby and are just about ready to begin. He's playing on a barcode account, typical. However, I still not managed to catch this guy's name. A sharp tap against my headphones announces Jet's return and displeasure. You're obnoxious. If you lose and embarrass me by association, I'm going to pretend I don't know you. Anything else Jet has to say is drowned out along with the sounds of golden zone fire when I pull the earpad back on. Oh, let's see. Question marks. He plays Protoss. Question marks. Got it. If the idea behind practicing against a good player is to improve, I should probably play standard. So the temptation to all in is always there. How sick would it be to grab a quick win on a KPGA player? Standard. I don't want to take any chances. It's probably the best that I follow Jet's advice. I opt for a standard macromanagement game. This guy's build permitting. I take my natural expansion and begin tacking up. The match progresses quietly, with only a few brief skirmishes with his stalkers and my marines. My scan shows that he's not doing anything out of the ordinary. One of us has to make a move sooner or later. I start constructing my starport and researching my bio upgrades. I'm surprised to find that they finish without any pressure coming on from my Protoss army. This could be a good time to go for some drop play and try to snipe some of his critical tech buildings. If I were to play an aggressive drop style, I need to be confident in my control and in the fact that I can outplay him. On the other hand, this game has been exceptionally quiet. If I could get up another expansion, I'll have a serious economic advantage going into the late game. Get aggressive with dropships. Dropship plays a defining characteristic of any top terrain player. If I win with this, it's a good indication that I can stand toe-to-toe with the best players in Korea. It's time to put my practice to work. I gather enough units for an attack to my starport as the first dropship finishes. What? It's imperative he doesn't see me move out, so I make sure the watch towers are clear and avoid places where Protoss players commonly leave their observers. When my dropships are in the clear, I fly straight into his base. He's unprepared for the attack, and I unload all my units, rush to snipe some important tech buildings. Yep. Oof. The damage to his infrastructure. With the damage to his infrastructure done, my units retreat for the safety of my dropship. That set him back a ton. The game is going incredibly well, so I decide to pull back on my aggression and build up an army for a final push. He's been too busy defending to get a decent standing army, and when I roll with my massed units, he kites back, bobbing and weaving away from my forces while delivering pot shots. I give chase, the taste of victory tantalizingly close. I manage to corner his army, leaving him with nowhere to run. But just as I move in to deliver the final blow, oh shit! He finds me with half a dozen Templars, showering my army in high damage storms. I pull back frantically, but my army is left in tatters. Oh shit! I try my hardest to gather enough units to mount a second offense, but he continues to crush my attacks with only a handful of well-upgraded and well-microed zealots, stalkers, and archons. How the hell did this happen? My lead is gone. Frustrated, I box all my workers and charge toward his base for a final attack. With my SCVs on the front lines, I should have enough power to take a direct engagement. I roll through his fourth base uncontested. Yes, he's giving up ground because he knows he can't face me. Emboldened in the game, I drive up ramp, leading to his natural, to end the game. Oh, fuck. God damn it. And find myself face to face with an ambush. My front line evaporates before I can issue the command to retreat, and it crushes what remains of my army a few moments later. I can't believe it. I lost. I stare blankly at the screen for almost 10 seconds before I finally type GG and quit out of the match. I don't have long to sulk in defeat before the KPGA player makes his way over to me with a smirk. As promised, Jed is nowhere to be seen. Well, he left fast. Hey, you actually know how to play. I wasn't expecting that I'd have to try. It's a compliment, regardless of how condescendingly he said it. Though it's difficult to be graceful in defeat, I try my best anyway. I played the game as best as I could. I kept vision on you, dropped when I could. But it wasn't enough. Sucks, man. It's one thing to lose carelessly, but it's another when everything goes as planned and you fail anyway. Oh, hello. That's terrifying. His grin darkens to one without humor. Is this guy serious? What the hell is your problem? You demand a game and whine when you get a little pushback? Look who's talking. Everyone knows your type. A foreigner out to make a name for himself. You fly out here on a whim and waste 6 weeks training. You aren't the first, and unfortunately won't be the last. Your plane ticket doesn't buy you the right to call yourself a pro gamer. Save your money and your time and go back home. I feel the heat rise in my face. Half in anger, half in embarrassment. I've never dealt with confrontation. But before I can say anything else, hey, Jet! Jet steps from the corner and cuts in between the two of us. Still good at making friends, huh, Bolt? Bolt, okay. He glances between the two of us, surprised. After a moment's pause, the so-called Bolt seizes back his smirk and meets Jet with a step forward. Been a while, hasn't it? What's a supposed Star League champion doing with trash like this? Bolt looks past her and tilts his head towards me. I take a step towards him, but an open palm from Jet stops me from going any further. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Jumping ship to a scene bloated with foreign money has its upsides. But it won't be long before you forget the dignity of a pro gamer. The dignity of a pro gamer, huh? Make it sound so distinguished. You've changed for the worse and you don't even realize it. How sad. You shouldn't be much longer until the KPGA finally accepts that there's no future in Brood War. You're smart enough to know what happened then. But hey, the scene could always use more casters. Whatever you say. For the record, what excuse did you give your coach for another day off? VIP is a little more lax than Shucks T1, but I might want to borrow it someday. At that, Bolt scowls, Jet doesn't waste the opening and strikes again. Don't worry, Dong-sang. Well, your secret's safe with me. Run along now. I'm sure you've got coins to flip or something. Snap! The standoff lasts a moment longer before Bolt lets out a lazy shrug, instantly killing off the intensity in his expression. I've got better things to do than offer advice to a mouthy chubbo. Do what you want, kid. He thumbs his nose at me and returns to his station without another word. As soon as Bolt's out of sight, Jet takes my arm in a vice and practically drags me away. You had the game won. What the hell was that? An SCV poll at 15 minutes? Is that what they teach you on the NA servers? I'm guessing North America servers? Maybe. Even after a heated confrontation, her concern is with the match before anything else. I almost laughed. My job's crippled him. I thought it would be enough to end the game. So build units for 2 minutes and then go roll him. Don't be so damn impatient. Your upgrades were too late. Her pointed critiques diffuse the tension from moments prior, even if it doesn't exactly make me feel any better. When she's done going through my long list of mistakes, Jet flicks a hand back towards the PCs. Come on, queue up and game against me. Well, I'm not gonna do it this video, but I'll do it in the next video. So see you guys all next time, where I'll be continuing on with